Welcome to my video on percent of change. So a percent of change is a percent that compares the difference between the amounts and the original amount. Okay, so you might figure out a percent of change for a SGA. Beginning of the year, you had a 30%. By the end of the year, you had an 80, and you could figure out what the percent of change was. Now, the formula for percent change is your new amount minus the original amount, so that's going to calculate the change, and you're going to divide that by the original amount. And then, of course, we have percent over 100. We have a percent increase, and that goes up from the original number. Okay, so you might have an increase in an SGA score. You might have an increase in the amount of money that you make. And then we have percent decrease, goes down from the original number. So this could be a discount, would be a percent decrease. Okay, so we're going to calculate a percent increase and a percent decrease. So a percent increase, the new amount is larger. Notice it went from 12 to 20. So we're going to use the formula new minus original. So the new is 20. And typically the new is usually listed second, or it's listed by, you can tell by the year. So 20 minus 12 divided by the original, which is 12, equals x over 100, because I'm looking for the percent. I'm looking for the percent increase here. Before I do anything, I got to change the 20 minus 12 to 8. So we have 8 out of 12 equals x over 100. 12 times x is 12x. 8 times 100 is 800. I'm going to divide both sides by 12. 12 divided by 12 is a 1 in disguise, and x will equal 66.6, repeating, percent. So you might say that this is a 66.6 repeating percent increase because it went up. So let's box these in. And that's all there is to it. Now let's calculate a percent of decrease. The new amount is smaller, went from 80 to 55. So write smaller. And now we're going to do, once again, new minus originals. So we're going to do 55 minus 80 divided by the original, which is 80, equals x over 100. Okay, we got to do this subtraction before we do anything. And 55 minus 80 is negative 25. And it makes sense that we're dealing with a negative here because we have a percent decrease equals x over 100. Okay, 80 times x is 80x. Negative 25 times 100 is negative 2500. Now we're going to divide both sides by 80. And this will be a 1 in disguise, 80 divided by 80. And we have a negative 31.25%. In other words, this had a 31.25% decrease. So I can either represent it as a negative percent, or I can simply write a 31.25% decrease, which represents a negative amount. Okay, let's look at problem number 1. And we're dealing with a golf course here. But oftentimes, percent of change, you'll see a lot in the stock market. So you'll see a positive gain or a negative gain because the stock market fluctuates all the time. So problem number 1 says Henley shot an 86 on the golf course on Monday. On Friday, he shot a 95. What is the percent of change? So this is going to be the original amount here on Monday, and then the new amount is the one that occurred on Friday. So remember, we're going to do new minus original, so we're going to do 95 minus 86 divided by 86 equals percent over 100. Okay, now we're going to do this subtraction here. 95 minus 86 is 9. 9 divided by 86 equals x over 100. We're going to do cross products. 86 times x is 86x. 9 times 100 is 900. And we're going to divide both sides by 86. 86 divided by 86 is a 1 in disguise. And we get 10.465. So 10.465, we're going to underline the 4, look to the right, and we see a 6. So if it's 5 or above, we're going to give it a shove to 10.5%. So I rounded to the nearest tenth. And this is an increase because it went from 86 to 95. So this is a 10.5% increase. Now, you don't have to always write both. I'm just writing both to show you that there's 2 ways to write it. Okay, problem number 2. Will, an employee of Hollister, bought a sweater originally priced at $55 for $38.50 after her employee discount. What is the percent of change? So the original price is $55. It's $38.50 after employee discount. So this is the new and this is the original because it says originally priced. What is the percent of change? So this time we're going to take the new minus the old, just like we have been, but this time the smaller amount goes first because we had a decrease. It went from 55 to 38.50. So new minus original divided by original equals x over 100. Okay, we have to do the subtraction. 3850 minus 55 is negative 1650 divided by 55 equals x over 100. 55 times x is 55x. Negative 1650 times 100 is negative 1650. And the last step is to divide by 55. 55 divided by 55 is a 1 in disguise, so x equals negative 30%. Or you could write a 30% decrease. Okay, that concludes our notes on percent of change. I hope you have a great day.